Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to talk you through my favourite brushes. I'm going to go through my top eye brushes and face brushes and what I like to use them for. Like I said in my last video, I'm sorry I have the sorest throat and I'm sorry if I sound bunged up, that's because I am. Yeah, if you want to see how I got this skin look, it is in my last video if you want to go and watch it. But yeah, I got asked to do a video on what brushes I like to use. I'm just going to go through like the basic ones that I use every day or every time I go out, or every day on my face, and what I like to use them for. So if you'd like to see that video, then just keep watching. So I'm going to start off with my favourite eye brushes. And I'm sure if you watch my videos, you'll already know what ones I'm going to talk about. The first one is the Sigma E40, and this is a synthetic fluffy brush. It's really fluffy, as you can see. It's not dense at all, and it's really good for blending out eyeshadows. What I like to use this for is blending. It's called the E40 Tapered Blending Brush. I use this first for transition shades, so that is when you are putting down a sort of skin tone colour just to sort of help out with your blending, or I'll use this as a clean brush to go over edges that I've already blended out. I just use this purely for blending or putting down sort of lighter colours. I wouldn't go in with like a dark colour and blend this out like I've got in my recorder just now. I wouldn't put that down that darker colour and blend it out. I would just sort of use it up here to sort of blend out those edges, and that is what I like to use this one for. Sort of like an essential brush. You need these kind of brushes to blend out your eyeshadow, so you could get one like this, or the other one I like to use is the Morphe M441. And if you watch my videos, you know that I use this all the time, and it's dirty just now because I used it to do my makeup today. But this is also just a fluffy brush. It's not very dense at all. The difference between this one and that one is that this is goat hair, I think it is. So this is really good to use with powders for blending. I'll use this with the colour. I'll also use it just the same as the other one, like with transition shades or as a clean brush to go over and just blend out eyeshadows. But I will also use it in the crease, like I used it with this colour today just to blend that out. It's really easy to get like a quick, not like a smoky eye, but it's easy to get like a quick blend. This is like an essential. And this is Morphe, so I think this is only like £8 maybe. So if you want, you would get a couple of these, keep a clean one, use this to blend out your eyeshadow, and then get the clean one to blend out overall. This is like an essential brush to use for blending and also putting colour down and blending it out in your crease. Very dirty MAC 217. So this brush is sort of, as you can see, it's skinnier at the bottom and it goes up into like this tapered. This is a lot more dense, so I like to use this with darker colours on the outer corner and in the crease just to blend out the eyeshadows. So you can fit it right in here and you can blend up here. As you can see, it's a lot smaller. It's a lot smaller than the Morphe brush, and so it's a lot easier to get a more precise application. I like to use this with darker colours in the crease and in the outer corner. I'll also use it underneath my eye just to blend out things. This is like an essential brush. I've said they're all essential, but like you need this kind of brush. This is a MAC one, but obviously Morphe and stuff do similar. It's just like this sort of tapered brush that's like fluffy but also kind of dense, that you can use with darker colours and you can use to blend out overall. This is a Zoeva 232, what is it called? A Luxe Classic Shader Brush. So this is just like your standard flat shader. I use this to pack on colour on my eyelid and to like highlight the brow bone. This is basically just like one of the first brushes you would have ever had, and you try and do your makeup with like all this brush. It's just an easy to use brush. It's not essential because you can kind of use your finger to do the same thing, but if you like to use brushes, this is a good one to get. This is a MAC 266. This is an angled brush, and I like to use this to do my eyebrows. So I use powder to do my eyebrows at the minute. I'm loving using that, and this is what I use to do that with. You can also use it for eyeliner. You can use it for anything you want really. This is like another essential brush if you like to do your eyebrows with a pencil or like a pomade, or if you like to do eyeliner. It's just your standard eyeliner brush. I've also got this one from Real Techniques, and it's just sort of the same, but as you can see it's a little bit shorter. It's a little bit shorter and more dense than the MAC one, but just an angled brush is also a good brush to have. This is another shader brush if you'd like a cheaper version. This is a Real Techniques one. I also just use this to put colour on the eyelid if I'll use this more so than the Zoeva one, just I think it's because it's dark, like I don't mind getting it dirty. But I use this with like, if I'm doing an all over colour on my eyelid, I'll just use this and pick it up and put it all over. I think it's a bit easier to blend than the Zoeva one because it's got like that tapered edge and it's a bit fluffier. So this is good for putting colour on and sort of blending the edges, and then you can go over with a bigger brush and blend it out properly. Little smudger brush. This one is from Superdrug, I think. I've spoken about it before, I've used it loads of tutorials. It's got an angled brush on one side and a little smudger brush on the other, so it's a good dual-ended brush if you want to get one to do both needs. That is a good one to get. And the last one I'm going to talk about is this brush. This is a Pro Bent Liner brush. I think it's from Sephora. So this is also an eyeliner brush that you could use if you prefer to do this kind of eyeliner rather than an angled brush. It's just a little tiny point. You can use this with eyeshadows and stuff as well under your eyes, or use it for eyeliner, obviously. Not really an essential, but it is one that if you want to build up your brush collection, good to have. Okay, so next I'm going to move, sorry, all these lights are going all across my face and I can't help it. Next I'm going to talk about face brushes. So you see me use all the face brushes that I like to use in my tutorials. The first one I'm going to talk about is the Real Techniques blush brush. This is what I use for bronzer and for blusher. This is just such a good brush because it's got all these tapered bristles, so it really helps to blend it out, and it's a really nice shape to get right in here and like all over your face. Yeah, I just love this brush for bronzer and for blusher. It's just such a good shape and such a good size, and the way that the bristles are tapered, it really helps to like blend out product. So if you're looking for a nice bronzer brush or a blusher brush, I would really recommend this, and it's relatively cheap. I don't think it's too expensive, obviously because it's Real Techniques. Is the Duo Fibre brush from Real Techniques. Most of my face brushes are from Real Techniques just because that's kind of what I started out with and that's what I've learned to like. So this is good for like brushing away bake, or just sort of blending all your stuff together, or putting powder on, or you could use this, I've used this with foundation before, if you want like a less full coverage, if you want to just like blend your foundation in nicely, it's good for that. Because it's synthetic, obviously it's good with creams, so you can use it with foundation or powder or whatever you like. It's just your standard powder brush. This is also Real Techniques, and it's just a huge like powder brush. I like this because it's not too dense, and also it's massive, so you can get like loads of areas of your face done at the one time, and you don't need to spend loads of time like going around blending a tiny little brush all over your face. This is really good to put on your powder with. And obviously, how could I not mention this brush? This is a number 7 contour and highlight brush. I use this every single day. This side for under my eyes, and I use this side to brush away bake. I don't know what I would do without this brush. Like, this is like an essential brush. You need this for like under your eyes, for powder on your forehead. Like, it's so good, and you can obviously use this side to contour as well. This is just the best. Contouring, like you've seen in my videos, I use 2 different brushes. This is the Makeup Geek rounded blush brush, or this is the Real Techniques contour brush. This is obviously good because it's got that tapered edge again with the point, so it's good if you want to put your contour on, because these bristles at the side that are slightly shorter are going to blend that out whilst you're putting on your colour. So this is a really good one if you're not so like, not experienced, but if you find it difficult to sort of blend it out, this one's really good to help with blending. And if you feel more comfortable with contouring, then this is a good brush because it's so small and it fits perfectly like in this area, but obviously it's just a straight flat brush. So you could use this for cream contouring because it is synthetic, or yeah, if you feel a bit more comfortable, it's good to get right in this area, but obviously it takes a little bit more work to blend it out. But yeah, I really like both of those, but this one is a little bit easier when it comes to blending. So the last brush I'm going to talk about is for highlighter. The one I use all the time, like you've seen in all my videos, is the Morphe M510. This is this brush. I use this with powder highlight because it is a goat haired brush. It's best to use with powders. It's just the best to get right in that area. You can get in all the areas that you want to highlight. It's just like the best highlighting brush. It picks up the right amount of product where you're not going to put too much on at one time, and it's really easy to build it up. And it's fluffy enough that it's easy to blend out, and it's not going to get stuck in one place. This is just like my favourite brush for highlighting. So that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you feel like there's any I missed out, please let me know and I will talk about it in my next video. Please let me know if you found this helpful at all or what you would like me to sort of go over more in my next tutorials. But if you did enjoy this, then please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe before you leave. And yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching.